Channel D on First Digital Decoder. My name is Bright Jaka. Very welcome to all of you. This week we woke up one morning to hear that there was Ebola vaccine trial in the Volta region where people have been given 200 Ghana cedis and mobile phone. And then we have heard also that the parliament has called for suspension of same, and this evening we are going to look at the intricacies of that. Who gave the order? Who exactly gave the authorization for these companies to go and do the vaccine trial in the Volta region? So we'll look at all the angles of this particular issue. Then, aftermath of the flood, there is president mentioned that 500 million has been set aside to take care of the flood victims. And the question that people are asking is, after 150 lives were lost in the twin flood and the fire, what can appease people is 500 million Ghana cedis. Those are the questions. Also the question, the very basic question that people are asking is exactly how this money is going to be disbursed and who is going to be in charge, exactly where people are supposed to go to. How do we know who exactly involved in this flood or the family of these victims? How are we going to get that? Because I personally spoke to some of the families at the 3-day, at the end of the 3-day morning service at the Parliament forecourt, and they were telling me that they don't even know where to go and nobody even knows them anyway. So we'll be looking at that, and why is it that as of now the mayor of the city is still in office? Is it true that the president, John Dramani Mahama, covers non-performing ministers and his appointees? We will be looking at that one also. So those are the two issues we'll be looking at today on Tough Issues Live on Channel D, and of course on your First Digital Decoder. Reach us on 054-3468-290 with your comments and questions. We'll be taking a short break. When we're back, I will introduce my guests. We'll start, but make sure that if you are not able to send us text message but you want to reach us on any of the social media platform, Channel D First Digital TV on Facebook, then on Twitter, Channel D at First Digital TV. Then the text line once again is 0543468-290. My name is Bright Jaka. We'll be back shortly.
For your wedding reception, conferences and retreats, outside catering, recreation, look no further than Coconut Grove Beach Resort Hotel, located in Elmina. Coconut Grove Hotels, memories worth repeating. Coconut Grove Hotels, memories worth repeating.
Come with me on this happy.
Down! Get him on his feet!
I'm an American.
Marine Sergeant Nicholas Brody, MIA since early 2003 and presumed dead. Until now.
What happened to his partner? Brody was a scout sniper. They worked in pairs. Corporal Thomas Walker also went missing that day.
Carrie Matheson, ladies and gentlemen, how does she?
Follow Carrie Matheson and her fellow CIA operatives as they analyze data, draw clandestine strategies, and operate behind enemy lines to target both domestic and foreign terrorists who seek to destroy the homeland.
We will strike the heaviest blow at the Crusaders who occupy our country.
Watch Homeland on Channel D every Friday at 9:30 p.m. and repeated on Mondays at 5 p.m.
Listen up.
It greeted you at birth. It was there for your first step, your first mistake, your first kiss. It's with you when you win, when you lose, when you pick yourself up again. In every moment, you can feel it. Life. Human right number 3. The right to life. What are human rights? Find out at youthforhumanrights.org.
You are welcome back to Tough Issues live on Channel D on First Digital Decoder. This program this evening has been supported by Coconut Grove Regency Hotel here, or should I say Coconut Grove chain of hotels. We have Coconut Grove Regency Hotel at Accra, as well as Coconut Grove Bridge House Elmina, Coconut Grove Miners Lodge Obuasi, as well as Coconut Grove Beach Resort in Elmina. Visit any of these facilities and they are all home away from home. This evening we want to start our discussion with the Ebola vaccine trial in the Volta region, and within a week the Volta caucus, the MPs in Parliament, they have made a passionate appeal to the Speaker to make sure that the Health Minister is hauled before the House to answer questions. And today the Speaker has directed same, and the Business Committee has programmed that Tuesday the Health Minister will be appearing before the House to answer questions to that effect, who allowed FDA, Food and Drugs Authority, to give certificate or give orders for this vaccine to be tried on people. Is it true that 200 Ghana cedis were given to people with mobile phone for what? We're going to find that. But this evening in the studio with me to start the discussion with is Patrick Stevenson, Head of Research, Imani Ghana. Patrick, you're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Yeah, so
I'm doing very good.
Good. Yeah, you are doing good. I can see. You are doing very, very good. If you have found yourself around the Hoho area for this Ebola trial, first of all, when you heard of this, ahead of this, you woke up in the morning, then you tuned to radio or maybe the newspaper, then you Ebola trial, vaccine trial is going on in Ghana here. How did you feel?
Oh well, first of all, I should disclose that I don't live anywhere near the Volta region. In fact, I've just been there a couple of times, and all those I've been there been on business assignments or some social engagement. And so I wouldn't necessarily be able to tell you exactly how the people in the Volta region would feel. I'm not too sure the exact target group exactly, because if you talk about Volta region, you're talking about a population in excess of about 1.8 million, and so that's quite a large sample for a test like that. So clearly, you would have to know exactly which group in the Volta region, for instance, will be targeted by this action. But like I say, I mean, I'm not able to tell you exactly what the people would have felt. That being said, in the broader discussions of why we should have vaccine tests, I think there are scientific, there are social, and there are political twists to issues like this. Let's begin with the science, the way I perceive it. I'm not a scientist as well. I don't pretend to be a scientist of any magnitude. But what it means, I mean, why do we need to test vaccines? It is because you have identified that there's a particular challenge in terms of a particular disease or a viral attack or whatever it is, and you want to be ahead of the curve. You want to be ahead of the pack. And so what you do is you design a drug, you test the drug on a selected sample of the population. Okay, then you monitor reactions. That helps you better understand the way the human being is going to behave. I mean, the human anatomy is going to behave to that particular medication that you are designing. Okay, it also gives you sufficient information for you to be able to monitor trends and developments as far as the side effects of that particular diagnosis that you have even put together will have on the selected population. And so, is it sensible, is it smart to have such tests? Yes, I think it's standard scientific practice across the world. Before medicines are designed, I mean, from the laboratory, we'd have to do all these rudimentary tests. There are about 4 different tests depending on the kind of medication. And then you finally produce them on a commercial scale that people can buy. It happened to malaria, it's happened to all the medications that you know. So these are approved standard scientific processes that have to be followed for the production of medicines. Okay. That being said, we look at Ebola in context. 2 years ago, we were told, a year and a half ago, we were told we had this challenge across West Africa that raised a lot of eyebrows. I don't need to explain the genesis of Ebola, but the crux of the matter is that it took lots of lives, in excess of 10,000 as we speak today. Up until today, in jurisdictions such as Liberia, Sierra Leone, it's still taking lives. So what it means is that as a global health community, we have not been able to design the right systems and structures that we need to curtail it. That being said, we should equally appreciate that some social interventionist programs and health procedures that have been implemented right from the WHO level to the regional level, and the fact that even as a country, we decided to host a hub that was supposed to provide support to Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Guinea during the crisis period. And we did good as well, because we never recorded any case here. Nigeria did, and some other jurisdictions as well. And so if you box that against the fact that we woke up one day, okay, this is public health and public safety, right? So you wake up one day, a disease you never saw. We only saw graphics. We only saw educational programs on TV that said, if you start experiencing these kinds of symptoms, this is what you do. So people are educated. There's a lot of fear in the ordinary Ghanaian on the streets today. I mean, you're told to stop chewing some category of meat and all of that. We had all of that education, okay? That prepared the mind of a Ghanaian on the streets that there is XYZ in town that can kill you.
That's right.
And so you take ABC precautionary measures. What on earth prevents such an engagement when we are deciding to have a vaccine test? Okay, this is a test medicine that has been developed by a consortium of health institutions, by pharmaceutical companies as well. So what prevented us? I'm not sure this vaccine was just developed today, and all of a sudden we have selected Ghana and it has to be the guinea pig that we use for this test. It doesn't make sense. Like I told you earlier, there are scientific approved processes that have to be followed. Now if you box it together with the political factors I'm talking about, then the processes even become much more rudimentary and much more detailed, because beyond the science, the political system has to be roped in. And so the government of the day should be aware that it doesn't make sense to say there's some institution somewhere who just got into Ghana as administering tests. It doesn't work that way.
Okay.
And so the government should have been in the know. The Ministry of Health should have been in the know. The Food and Drugs Authority doesn't operate on its own. It operates under the auspices of an institution. It's an authority, it's an agency.
Okay.
So there's a responsible ministry, there's a responsible minister who answers to the president at the end of the day. And so somebody definitely knew that this was happening.
Okay. Patrick, what I'm going to do, I will take a very short break. I'll come back, we'll go into that. We will take a very short break, but this is a Tough Issues Live on Channel D on First Digital Decoder. We're taking this very first break, and when we're back, we'll continue with the discussion. Stay tuned.
Venue for your wedding reception. Further than Coconut Grove Beach Resort Hotel, located in Elmina. Coconut Grove Hotels, memories worth repeating.
You've been gone, it's an empty home. Come on back where you really belong. You are always welcome home, welcome home. You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome.
Coconut Grove Hotels, memories worth repeating.
Come with me on this happy trip back